In martial arts, there's a fine line between discipline and delusion. While true fighters dedicate years to mastering their skills, others choose the easy path crafting myths, selling false promises, and proclaiming themselves masters of secret and unstoppable techniques. They attract followers with impressive demonstrations, but only in controlled environments where failure is not an option. The problem with these so-called gurus? Sooner or later, reality knocks on their door, and when it does, the results are often disastrous. Today, you'll witness 10 moments where self-proclaimed masters were brutally exposed by real fighters. Get ready for scenes that will leave you speechless. Some are laughable, others downright tragic. But they all share one undeniable truth. In the real world, confidence without skill is worthless. Our first story feels like something straight out of a comedy script, but it actually happened. Ma Baoguo, a self-proclaimed Tai Chi master, spent years cultivating an image as a great martial arts guru. He claimed to possess a secret, unbeatable technique, capable of taking down any opponent with just a simple touch. His videos and lectures were filled with demonstrations of elegant movements, speeches about internal energy, and veiled challenges to modern fighters. But one day, his chance to prove it all to the world finally arrived. Skilled opponents weren't in short supply, but he chose someone who, in theory, seemed like an easy target. A 50-year-old boxing fan with no formal training in any gym. The plan was simple: defeat an ordinary opponent to reinforce his legend. However, as soon as the fight began, reality struck hard. Like a house of cards, his opponent, though not a professional fighter, had just enough basic knowledge to defend himself and strike back with precision. In a quick and straightforward exchange, the boxer's well-placed punches landed repeatedly. What was meant to be a glorious display of superiority turned into an embarrassing spectacle. With each blow, Ma Baoguo staggered, unable to respond. His famous invincible style proved to be nothing more than a fragile illusion in the face of real combat. The outcome was inevitable. After successive hits, Ma Baoguo went down, and the fight was over. But the real knockout wasn't just physical, his credibility took an even bigger hit. Footage of the fight quickly went viral, turning the so-called master into an internet meme and the subject of relentless ridicule. He tried to justify the loss, claiming he was caught off guard, but the damage had already been done. This episode serves as a valuable lesson. Confidence without preparation isn't just useless, it's dangerous. In the real world, fantasy doesn't survive the first well-placed punch. In 2010, during a martial arts exchange event organized by the Hong Kong Discussion Forum, a Wing Chun master, known by the nickname Miko228, challenged Western boxer Yu Liang. Prior to the match, the Wing Chun master boasted that he would punish the boxer using his scientific Wing Tsun and demonstrate the correct way to fight. He also took pride in having won a Sanda competition, as previously mentioned. However, once the fight commenced, the Wing Chun master's confidence quickly dissipated. Yu Liang, leveraging his boxing experience, dominated the bout from the outset. For speed and precision, as Yu moved agilely and maintained control of the fight, the Wing Chun master became increasingly disoriented. Ultimately, the boxer delivered a knockout blow, decisively ending the match. In a confrontation exemplifying the clash between traditional martial arts and modern combat effectiveness, a Kung Fu master decided to test his skills against a Muay Thai practitioner, known as the Art of Eight Limbs. Confident in the superiority of his traditional techniques, the Kung Fu master believed he could demonstrate the efficacy of his style in a sparring session. However, he underestimated the ferocity and precision characteristic of Muay Thai. From the outset of the bout, the Muay Thai fighter took control, employing a combination of powerful kicks and rapid strikes that left the Kung Fu master unable to respond effectively. The traditional Kung Fu techniques, though elegant, proved ineffective against the direct and powerful approach of Muay Thai. The Muay Thai practitioner utilized swift elbow strikes and precise knee attacks, decisively ending the confrontation. In 2017, Tai Chi master Wei Lei, a practitioner of the Thunder style, accepted a challenge in Chengdu against Xu Xiaodong, an MMA fighter known for exposing fraud in traditional martial arts. Confident he could impress his students and prove Tai Chi's effectiveness in a real fight, Wei Lei was quickly overwhelmed. The master's slow and rehearsed movements were no match for the agility and strength of the MMA fighter, who dismantled his attempts in less than 20 seconds. The confrontation, watched in absolute silence by the students, exposed the ineffectiveness of traditional techniques in real combat. The fight sparked intense debates about the practical relevance of traditional martial arts and highlighted the importance of training adapted to modern situations. Despite criticism, Xu Xiaodong made his point. Without practical preparation, even the most respected traditions can be debunked. Song Diai, also known as the Madman of Tai Chi, was a controversial figure in the martial arts world, famous for profiting from workshops and classes that promised miraculous transformations for his students. He built a loyal following, drawn to his highly choreographed demonstrations and grandiose claims. However, his reputation was put to the test when he accepted a challenge from Hu, an MMA fighter determined to expose frauds in the martial arts community. The confrontation took place under kickboxing rules, and the result was disastrous for Song Dai. His slow, exaggerated, and clearly rehearsed movements were swiftly neutralized by Hu, who demonstrated superior skill and strength from the very beginning. The fight was marked by repeated knockdowns of the Madman, who appeared completely out of his depth against the practical and straightforward approach of the MMA fighter. Song Diai's performance made it painfully clear that he was more of a showman than a legitimate martial artist capable of real combat. The aftermath was equally devastating. Many of his followers, who had previously believed in his miraculous promises, began to question everything they had learned. The widely shared footage of the fight served as yet another stark example of the gap between untested traditional techniques and the demands of real combat. Fresh off his initial victory, Hu then faced Ding Hao, a Wing Chun master who also claimed to be invincible. Ding Hao, weighing 12 kilograms more and standing 5 centimeters taller than the MMA fighter, entered the ring with confidence, but history repeated itself. Slow and predictable movements were neutralized by a series of quick, effective strikes, culminating in a head kick that sealed the knockout, also in 72 seconds. By the end of the night, Hu had secured 2 decisive victories, while the 2 traditional masters left the ring humiliated and with their reputations severely damaged. Now imagine this. A live television show, millions of people watching, and fake martial arts masters being exposed in front of everyone. That's exactly what happened in this case. These gurus tried to impress with supposedly incredible demonstrations, but the truth came out in the most embarrassing way. One of the funniest moments was when a journalist touched a brick that was supposed to be indestructible, and it broke on its own, exposing the fraud. The so-called unbeatable techniques didn't work, the defenses failed, and everything turned into a laughingstock. In the end, the shame on their faces was the highlight, proving to everyone that you can't fake it in a world of real fighters. Gus Caperos was the respected leader of his own kung fu school, Green Cloud Kung Fu, where he taught self-defense techniques to a loyal group of students who fully trusted his methods. However, everything changed when he was challenged to prove his skills in a recorded fight. What could have been an opportunity to solidify his authority as a master quickly turned into a public disaster. His techniques, which seemed effective in the controlled environment of his school, were completely useless against a prepared opponent with real combat experience. Gus's inability to react and adapt to the situation became painfully obvious. In the end, he not only lost the fight, but also the trust of his students, who began to seriously question the validity of everything they had learned from him. This episode served as a harsh reminder that true combat effectiveness goes far beyond theory and depends on practical preparation and real-world application.